Okay, for this problem, they're giving us 2 points and they want us to find the exponential function in the form y equals ab to the x. So let's start with question A. It says it has an initial value of 2 and then it passes through this point. Now we could make a table and do it the way we used to and find the multiplier in each case, but let's take a different approach. Since we know the initial value is 2, when the exponential function is written in the form y equals ab to the x, the initial value is the a, so in essence we know that it's y equals 2b to the x. And then we have this point, 3, 128. So the 3 is the x and the 128 is the y. If we substitute those values in for x and y here, we would get 128, which is y, equals 2b to the x, which is 3. And now we have an equation to solve. So I divide both sides by 2, and I get 64 equals b cubed. And I take the cubed root of both sides. And the cubed root of 64 is 4, so we know that b is 4, so the equation would then be, we could take this, right, and we would write y equals 2 times 4 to the x power. And we've solved A. Now for B, it's the same thing. We're going to start with y equals ab to the x. We're going to substitute in 4 for a because that's the 0th term, so we have y equals 4b to the x. And now we'll take this point, 2, 1, and we'll substitute it in. 2 is the x, 1 is the y, so 1 equals 4 times b to the x, which is 2. We divide both sides by 4, so we get 1/4 equals b squared. And we take the square root of both sides. And this means that b is 1/2. So now we take this equation, and we now know that it's y equals 4 times b, which is 1/2 or 0.5 to the x. And there's our equation.